All right, Kayla. So now hear me out. Got a question for you. So my question is, this month is Black History Month, of course. So my question is for you: what do you enjoy most about being black or being a person of color?
That's a really good question. Um, so many things. First thing that comes to mind, it was food. So eating seasoned food all the time.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I would also say like just I don't know how to say, but just funniness are all around you, and just like our mannerisms, the things we do, the things we joke about,
Yeah.
and how comfortable we are to say this certain things and how we were raised. It's just funny, and it just brings life and light.
Yeah, I agree. What isn't great about being black? So
Swaggiest.
hey, everybody's trying to jump on our swag, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody's trying to be black.
Right. The
But
culture though.
yeah, our culture is just so unique, and it comes in so many different ways and stuff like that. Um, the black community is which is very talented people. Uh, you know, in all kinds of ways. Where I feel like in a way that a lot of communities try to put rules and things in our way that kind of stop us from being
Mm-hmm.
the
True.
best we can be. And I think a lot of races are kind of afraid of how well the black community could probably be. And so I feel like there's a lot of obstacles they kind of throw in our way to just slow us down. So I think for me, it's like the challenge of, everything as far as, it feels like everything is a challenge. Like you have to, I don't hate to say like I have to prove myself to be better or that we can do this as well, but coming back from our history and just, showing our ancestors did a lot for us and that, we conquer a lot because of them,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like there's the seasoned food, of course. There's a lot of people of color that season their food, but there are like we've
When
had
it hit,
some
it hit.
non-seasoned food before.
Yep.
um, but yeah, what isn't great about being black?
The
But
melanin, your
yeah,
skin don't,
be popping. When they
wrinkled
say
when
black
you,
don't crack.
man, until you like at least 90. That's when you really start getting wrinkles.
Yeah, true, true, true. So that's what you like about being black. So what is it that you don't like?
No, I didn't know you was gonna hit me with a switch up.
Yeah, there's gotta be a back end
I
of
don't
everything.
know. I mean, of course you could talk about oppression and
Yes.
crap that we still go through, but I don't know. But like you were explaining, the challenge to overcome those things is just it kind of makes us stronger in a way.
It makes it all worthwhile in the end of the day.
Yeah. I don't know. What do I not like?
That's the correct answer.
Well, okay, no, I'll say one because it happened to me today at work actually. Um, I don't like how, especially with us having masks on all the time in public. I think other ethnicities they think that we all look alike and they mistaken us for other people,
Okay.
and I'm at fault for not calling them out sometimes because I don't have the energy to, and I just go with it. But like I did today, I was coming out the bathroom and I saw someone at my job of high status that doesn't really know who I am because I'm just
Uh
at the bottom of the totem pole.
huh.
But she came in the bathroom. She was like, "Oh my goodness, how are you doing? Are you recovering from this week?" And I was like, "Yeah." I had no idea what I promise you she thought I was somebody else.
I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah, so I don't like how people really mistaken us for other people and think that we all look like, because we all are unique,
Yeah.
and all of us have our own unique features and things, even with the mask on, or with the mask on. So
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's
yeah,
good. And honestly, you didn't really say why you didn't like being black. Kind of just didn't like something that people do to black people, which
okay,
is actually not a bad thing. I don't have anything I don't like about being black. There are a lot of things that come with being black that come off negatively.
mm-hmm.
Where it comes to job opportunities and things of what, police brutality that has been going on lately, and
Continued discrimination.
Exactly. There's just obviously there are those things that are negatively, seen when on the black side of the spectrum, or the color side, I should say. But but at the end of the day, we love who we are. I know I love who I am.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change being colored for anything in the world.
Yeah, I would say I'm really glad that our culture has gotten to this point, because there was a point in time, even for me, where you're kind of subjected to like this European standard of beauty.
Yep.
And you don't feel beautiful in the skin that you're in or the hair that you have. And me being a little fifth grader, I went through that, and I know a lot of little black girls and black boys go through that. Yep. And it's really sad that we felt like that at one point, but I think our culture and society is doing a lot better by raising us up in how we look, and what we decide to do with our hair and just express ourselves.
Agreed. I do think we are coming to a point in time where we are starting to accept who we really are, and we're actually we are making people accept us for who we are, and not trying to bend and change and alter ourselves to be the standard for and make them feel comfortable. It's like, no, this is my hair, this is my skin, this is how I look. You don't change me because I don't look like you. And I think that's something that was very hard for other people to understand, and now they're finally starting to understand that. And which that's what I'm most proud of, to be honest, is that we are, we're really learning to stand up for who we are, be proud of who we are, and actually kind of going in the direction that I think our ancestors really want us to go. And they're like, hey, we fought for all this, we didn't fight for y'all to become the standard. Be yourself. And so shoot, you see our hair.
Yep. Crowns.
Hey, kings and queens out there. But you have anything else you want to add to that?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not right now.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We got a lot coming for this episode. So you ready to get the podcast started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, bet. All right, getting the podcast started in 3, 2, 1. What up, everybody? This is your boy Chris.
It's your girl Kayla.
And welcome to Now Hear Me Out. This is episode number, I believe, 42. If not, I'll put the correct episode right here. But as you guys have noticed, we are missing a person right now.
Are we?
You're so wrong.
Who we missing?
She's so mean. So as you noticed, Kayla is filling in for Vic. That is the guy we're missing, actually.
He got kicked off this segment because obviously our voices are black. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, Vic knows he's missed and he's loved. But as you guys know, Vic was actually waiting to have his baby. We talked about that last episode, and she came early. So congratulations to Vic. And Kayla will be sitting in until he's ready to come back. We want to give him a couple weeks or however long it takes for him to come back to the podcast, and we're going to keep this rolling until he comes back.
His baby is adorable.
She is. This is baby Ava, as we said on podcast before. But they end up having the baby in Houston. I'm not going to go too much into the story. Vic will let you know whenever he gets back, and he'll tell you about his birthing story.
His birthing story or Leslie's birth story?
It's both the birthing story. So
yeah.
Don't do that.
Your birthing experience. Yeah.
Yes, it's their birthing story. But he'll be back and he'll talk about that. But for now, we have Kayla here, and thank you for stepping in for him while he's gone. So anything you want to say?
Regarding just being here?
Yeah, just being here. Or you want to talk about our week, I guess.
Okay.
We got a couple weeks.
Yeah,
since
we've
I
had a
last.
couple weeks. Yeah. So, I am happy to be here and happy to step in for a little bit for Vic. Yeah, we've had some things going on this weekend. We were able to get outside because the weather was
It
beautiful
was amazing,
at the
actually.
end of January, which, Texas, it's up and down. It's going to snow in a couple of days.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful, almost like 70 degrees this past weekend. So we played some sand volleyball with friends.
Mm-hmm.
We played for what, almost 2 to 3 hours?
Yep.
And we got extremely sore. We're still sore today, but it was really nice. We checked out, we saw baby Ava and Vic. I got to hold a little baby.
I did too.
So it was nice to see them, and they're happy and healthy, doing well. And afterwards, we checked out this cool game place called Game Theory,
Yep.
and a really cool place. I'll let Kristen talk a little bit more about it. And Sunday was just a
Pretty much chill day for the
chill
most part.
day.
I think you went to church with a friend.
I went to church with my friend Jessica. It was really nice to have that time. What else? Yeah, very
Other than
chill
that,
day.
pretty chill.
And then back to the grind.
Yeah, and here we are today. So, just like she said, shit, I was there with her on all of that. Besides the church, I think I went to the store to pick up some groceries and stuff. But other than that, so like she touched on game theory. Game theory is basically like a restaurant slash bar, and they have a whole bunch of like board games and stuff they have like a huge selection of them, and you go get the board games and bring it back to the table and play it. So things like $2 per person for each game, and then you pay for your food, drinks, of course. Pretty cool place actually. We went with Troy. If you guys remember Troy, he was on one of our episodes. And it was pretty fun. The only thing that wasn't fun about it was the wait. So there's no, when we got there, we actually got there late because Troy was supposed to get there at 6:30. We didn't get there until like 8:39, and we still didn't have a table, and so they had like forever. We were still waiting, and I say 8:39, probably 8 o'clock, but we're waiting, and they can't just go to the table and be like, get up. So story time. So we decided to order food online while we wait for our table because shit, we're hungry. Our friend Casey, he was well, y'all haven't met him yet, but our friend Casey had ordered online. He got his food. They ate while we're waiting for this table, and so we did the same thing. Our whole group did because we're like, shit. Well, if we're gonna wait, let's at least eat. So when we get to the table, we can just get drinks, desserts, whatever we want to do, and play the games. So Kayla talked to the guy and was asking for, we got ordered our food. It's been like 30, 40 minutes, just about.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes to check on the food, and the guy kind of like mansplains you in a way like he's like, well, you ordering online doesn't help the kitchen, and you're actually slowing things up. I'm like, I wish I would have known because I would have been there too. But it's, she said it was okay.
I was calm.
Yeah, she's very calm. She's better than I am because I probably would have went off on him and asked to speak to him. I would have put a whole Karen on him. Let me speak to your manager.
He was probably the manager, sadly.
Yeah, sadly. But all in all, it was a pretty fun time. We ate too much, and but the food was pretty good. I can't complain.
Yeah, I'll recommend it to anybody who wants to check it out.
Yeah, just understand you might be waiting a little bit longer if you go during the weekend. Obviously there's some more games out there that last hours. You're playing Monopoly, you're gonna be playing. If you play it the correct way, you're gonna be playing for at least like 3 hours, easily. But all in all, great place.
I want to shout out my friend Miriam because she told us about this employed game, and it was really funny to do with friends. And
it actually was.
Yeah, it was probably the best game we played that night. And you basically get these qualifications, and the boss gives you the job you're applying for, and you have to take these random, not really helpful qualifications and just convince the boss why you deserve the job, and you're competing for this one job with the rest of the players. So it's really fun.
Super fun. Yeah. And also one more thing, if you do decide to go to game theory, make sure you play games that you haven't played before, Because that was the thing we did. We got there. We played like 2 games we've already played before. We have in our like basically in our arsenal of games we have, and it just doesn't make sense to go to a place like that and get games that you've already played. Try some new stuff. Try something that you never did. So that's what we did with the employee game, and that was actually really fun. So other than that, I guess that's it. Do you have anything else you want to add to that?
I don't think so.
All right, you ready to get into these stories?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So you want to start off the first segment, right?
Yeah. So since you see our lovely sign here, we are celebrating Black History Month. Today, while we're filming, is the first day of Black History Month. And we wanted to share a little bit with you what is Black History Month and how can you help support the Black community.
Support the blacks.
Even though we only have 28 days for this month,
I'm going to start a petition, actually.
I think we should be selling Black History Month all day, all year around. So remember this.
Celebrating, not selling.
I said celebrating. Okay. Well, play back the tape.
We will. You'll hear it.
All right. So just to, I'll let you guess first, Kristen. When do you think Black History Month started? Like what year?
I swear I just saw the year not so long ago. Wasn't like 1879? No.
1879.
1900s.
That was probably like a couple years after slavery.
Well.
You think you think that was like, all right, you got your freedom and now you got your history.
You got a month.
Oh, I don't like that much.
1980.
Ooh, dang! You went from 1800s to late 19.
Am I getting closer though? Am I getting warm? 19.
Go ahead, just say what you want to say.
No. Tell me if I'm hot or cold. It's 19 hot.
You could do it. Yeah, it's 19.
19. But 80 is not right.
80 is not correct.
Okay, 1979.
No, baby.
I tried.
It's okay. So, Black History Month started in 1926.
I knew that. I was just testing you.
1926.
That's not one of the songs.
Okay, so it started out in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black History Month. It actually started off as Negro History Week, and then later on it was changed to Black History Month. And the first Black History Month was celebrated at Kent State University, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's and you may be wondering why February, why the shortest month?
Yes.
Was it petty or was it for a reason?
It was petty.
According to online sources, says that the reason why it's February is merely because the second week holds Abraham Lincoln's birthday and Frederick Douglass's birthday. So that's the reason behind February.
All righty. Before she keeps going, I'm going to interject real quick. So I'm going to be starting a petition pretty soon to get our month changed to June. One, because it's my birthday, and two, and two, because Juneteenth. That is literally for the blacks.
Mm-hmm. But you have to understand that Juneteenth. It did start off in Texas, and it's mainly for, the freedom of those slaves who didn't know they were free in Texas.
Yep. That's when the last slaves found out that they were free.
Yeah, you're right. You are completely right. And I don't have any I don't oppose June. That's a lovely month, and it is your birth month.
Yes.
But Black History Month is celebrated in the United States, Canada, and it's now being recognized in the UK and Ireland, actually.
And they can celebrate it in June with the rest of us. we were able to sit here and throw days and stuff at everybody. And why can't we just have that day?
Let us know.
I'll even take January.
I'm pretty sure
King Day in January.
It is, and I'm pretty sure other people have started this petition.
I'm gonna search,
and
if they haven't, I will.
All right, well, let us know how that goes on the next episode.
Yeah, I better sign my petition. But continue, babe. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
All right. Well, now that I shared a little bit about the history of Black History Month and where it came from, I wanted to share a few things that you can do. Yes, you right there. That's eating that sandwich right there. I see you. And that person that walked behind the screen behind you. Okay. I want to share with you all what you can do to help support Black communities during Black History Month. To name a few, you can subscribe to a Black podcast. This man is Black. He has a podcast. You should subscribe.
If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button.
There are several other wonderful Black podcasts that you can subscribe to as well. You can call an elder and check on like your grandmama or, anybody, any Black grandparents in a nursing home.
But what if you ain't Black? Like,
you can do that.
So you want people to call random old black people like grandma. Happy Black History Month.
Okay, they might know somebody in their community. You never know. They might know somebody who's always elder in their community who's Black, who needs to just be checked on. They probably never ever talked to that person before.
Okay, go check on your old Black people in the neighborhood.
Okay, you can support Black businesses by spending your money on Black art, Black food and restaurants. Even if you don't want to go out to restaurants, deliver. There's Uber Eats that has a amazing list of Black restaurants in Dallas, and I'm sure in the area you're listening from. And you can put your money towards those wonderful, wonderful businesses that were hit during the pandemic and are just doing great. You can buy a new book released by a Black author.
I want to ask a question.
Oh, yes,
but
sir.
I didn't really want to ask a question. I actually want to interject on supporting Black businesses. So I love Black people. I'm going to go ahead and tell you something that I don't like about Black people.
Uh-oh. Canceled.
I love Black people, but guess what? Black businesses, sometimes these motherfuckers be charging the most.
Why would you say that?
They do. I'm not going to sit here and a lot of people.
But do you know why?
Because they're Black.
How are they supposed to make overhead when people don't support their business?
I get that, but at the same time, how do you support a business? Okay, so say for instance, you sell chicken, right? And it's not even trying to be a stereotypical like Black person. I'm just saying you sell chicken. You sell fried chicken, right? You selling fried chicken for what? Let's say 2-piece with 2 sides, blah blah blah. For how much? $15. If I can go across the street to Popeyes and get that same thing for, $5.99, why wouldn't I?
I'll let that be your choice. All I'm just trying to do is promote.
I support Black businesses. I do, but just understand.
You don't have to go to that place. There's several other options.
I get that, but a lot of Black businesses make it hard for people to support them because their prices are so freaking high.
Okay.
But I get the fact that, I guess you have to start somewhere. I'm not knocking it. Hey, quality of Black people's work is amazing. I'm gonna always give them that. But that could be the reason why the prices are so high. Because they do put a lot into it. Put a lot of thought, put a lot of time, and you want to get paid for that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you have to charge a lot at the beginning. So eventually you could start charging cheaper when your business starts growing and you start being able to get more stuff. And maybe you're able to market and all that good stuff a little bit better.
So let me ask you a question. Would you say the same about white businesses that start off small? Do they charge a lot?
I don't know any white businesses.
What?
Yeah.
Popeyes is owned by a white man.
I'm saying, but those are already...
Those are franchises.
Yeah, those are already franchises.
But you are comparing a small Black business to a huge franchise.
Exactly.
That's not what's supposed to happen.
I'm just
You're
saying,
supposed to have an equal comparison.
It's hard to compare it to somebody who's not in the running right now.
There's several,
I'm talking about like, you see like white pop-up shops and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see those too often.
You don't? You only see Black pop-up shops?
Black, Asians, people of color for the most part.
Well, we got to take you to a farmer's market next week.
That's a farmer's market.
That's where most of the pop-up shops are.
I guess.
Okay. Well,
anyways, I don't want to sound ignorant, but I'm just saying support Black folks, of course. Please do. Support this, this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying don't support. It's just those are one of those things that I think about.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
It does make it a little bit harder to support and that's kind of big around the black community. And a lot of black folks don't really want to support the black folks because it's like, man, you're charging an arm and a leg for this, and it's like, dang, we already struggling as is for the most part in our community, and it's like, now I can't even afford to get your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So support, just understand there are its own ways, pros and cons.
Yeah, and support where you can. It doesn't necessarily have to be putting your money into, black businesses, but you can support by educating yourself. I think that's the most powerful and free way to do things. We are lucky enough to have access to an internet that has several different information, and I do encourage everyone, especially non-black folks, to research people who they don't know much about. I know we hear about the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings or the Rosa Parks, but there's several people, and I'll recommend this website. It's called Because of Them We Can, and they have a list of kind of unsung heroes in the black community that you can research and learn more about.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't put your money in black business. Please support
if you can.
If you can, definitely you can.
And yeah, stream music by black artists, and the list goes on. And I just encourage everyone to think of a way that you can uniquely support black communities this month especially, but also for the rest of the year.
Most definitely. And thank you for that, babe. You have taught a lot of people a lot of things on ways to celebrate.
Thank you.
But anything else?
Puts my cash up below.
Your Cash App.
I don't use Cash App. Puts my Venmo and Zelle below.
Why?
I'm just
support black. What's your business?
Black women.
Okay. Anyways, moving on. Got anything else, babe? Got anything else?
Nope. Oh yes, I do. I'm so sorry. I'm bad at this hosting thing. All right, so we're gonna move on to our first story, and actually, I'm going to let Kristen open up the story because it's the story that.
Okay. Anyways, well, sorry. So, as you guys know, is Black History Month. So, moving into this first story, we're actually going to be talking about somebody we actually lost. Before this month even started. This is, if you guys haven't heard, her name is former Miss USA. Is it Chrisley Christ?
Chelsea.
Ooh, I fucked that up. My bad. It's Chelsea Christ. And she passed away Sunday morning from suicide. So she was one of the attorneys who sought out to help reform the American justice system, as well as a fashion blogger and an entertainment news correspondent. And she was crowned Miss USA in 2019. She passed away by jumping off the building in Manhattan, and she had, of course, passed away by suicide. She was going through a lot of stuff, wasn't she?
I'm not sure too much in depth, but I know it was sad. She actually posted an Instagram photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before she made that decision, and it says, "May you rest. May this bring you rest in peace."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure, I can imagine what she was going through, but
of course,
the one thing I do want to remind everyone that no matter how hard, how tough life gets, even if it seems to be no solution to an issue, there's always someone that can help and someone that could just listen. Just let somebody listen. If that person doesn't listen, go to the next one. Go to the next one. It's never worth taking your life.
There definitely are a lot of resources out there. People could, like you say, you could talk to. There's communities. There's facilities that help people with these. There's hotlines, all kinds of things. So if you ever are thinking about hurting yourself or doing something of sound to yourself or even to somebody else, you would get to that point where you just feel like I can't control something. Talk to somebody. We are all going through something. We're not immune to anything. Even her being a famous person probably great money, and
Beautiful.
beautiful lady. She has. You might think, she got a smile on her face, and that everything's fine, and last thing you're thinking about is that, man, this woman is in distress, or this man is in distress, and that they're thinking about doing something that is, of this level of magnitude. And just understand that nobody's immune to depression. You're not immune to mental issues and health stuff, and nobody's immune. We've had a lot of superstars that have went out in a way, suicide, or some type of overdose, that everybody thought, that the world thought this person was fine, and what happened. And actually, in reality, they were depressed. They were going through a lot of stuff. They didn't know how to handle it, and that was the only way they could think of to, solve or get rid of the pain. So just know that there are a lot of ways to, to go about these issues that you're going through.
Yeah.
Shit, even if you need to email me. I got you.
Email.
Email me, message me. I don't know.
Call. You don't have to call.
This girl. Anyway.
Before our positive messaging stops, I do want to stress to check on your strong friends.
Yes,
like Kristen
please.
said, we all go through this, not just the ones who are, with their hoods on, with their head down, just minding their business. Sometimes it is the leaders in your community. Unfortunately, this was like the third suicide that had popped up on my timeline. And the other two were leaders in communities that I've been in. So I just, I pray for their family and their friends or loved ones. And I don't want to remember them just because of the way their life ended. I do want to remember them because, they were leaders in our community, and they were icons, like Miss Chelsea, as she was one of the 4 amazing Black women to hold a pageant title in 2019. And that was record breaking, where all the world's top pageant titles were all Black women. And she had natural hair, big natural hair, that does not fit the European standard of beauty. And she was a huge advocate for the community in general, but for especially the Black community. So I just want to thank her for the things that she's done in her short 30 years on Earth.
Yeah. Thank you for that, babe. Yeah.
Now, moving on, they're just starting off this Black History Month. This wild, I tell you.
Yes.
So I know some of you may have heard, but this being the first day of Black History Month, unfortunately, there have been a dozen bomb threats to HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, on the first day of Black History Month.
First day.
Causing many staff, faculty, and students to have to evacuate campus for their safety.
It's crazy. Yeah, it definitely is crazy. I all I could think about is, like, who sits here and has the time to be like, I'm gonna call up all these HBCUs, one, research them, find them, and all these other things, and be like, hey, I'm gonna call them and say there's a bomb. Who has that kind of time?
It's just evil.
It's very, very evil.
It really makes me feel like we're back in the 1950s and 1960s. I don't remember if you remember that story of those 4 little girls who died in the church bombing.
I remember.
Yeah, and it's like we're back in those days. And it's so sad to sit here and tell this story. And it kind of hits close to home because my little sister, Kelsey, she went to one of the schools that the bomb threat happened at. She graduated from Bethune-Cookman University in Daytona, Florida.
Yep.
And she just moved back to that area recently. And it's just sad to see that that's just actually happening. Like, they really did that in 2022.
It's just crazy that, even, people are just trying to get education.
That's
and,
it.
And you have to deal with this kind of crap. Like, come on, be better. Do better.
But
Find something better to do with your time. You know, that's all I can really say. It's sad. It's just very sad.
It's just hate and fear. They know that these wonderful students going to college just trying to get an education is going to, be somebody, and they want to threaten that.
Yep.
So it's sad, and a sad way to, start Black History Month. But hey, we are going to celebrate it in other ways with good news that has happened.
What you got? What you got?
So Maya Chaka, she is the first Black woman to officiate an NFL game.
Hey, look at you, Maya. I
yes.
See you.
So she officiated the first game, I think, between the she did it last year in 2021, but we're celebrating her today. And she refereed for the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers game.
Mm-hmm.
And she's only the second woman to hold the title in the league history. And it says that, she wanted, when she was a little girl, she wanted to be the first woman in the NBA. So she's always been in sports, and she's also a public school teacher as well.
Okay.
So she's doing a lot. I'm not a big football fan like you are, but how does that sound to you to have like a woman officiate an NFL game?
I am 100% for it. I feel like this sport is bigger than just men. And officiating definitely, like, I think it's moving towards a sense of some type of change. So I don't have anything big to say about it except like I'm here for it. I think kudos to her and congrats to her. My question to you though is, how do you feel about women wanting to join sports that are like for men? So NBA, football, or things of that nature.
Yeah, I think it's fine and great for them to dream to be of that, and I don't ever want to take away a little girl's dreams of being like that. But as far as like fairness and everything, no one can deny that men are just physically, biologically more stronger physically than females. And I can see ways that, being like maybe the only woman on a team and playing against all men can bring forth a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And a lot of unfairness. And I know in sportsmanship fair in all games, there's a rule book and they focus on fairness and equality. And I think, doing that, and unless it's an equal co-ed team, like, when you do community sports, community leagues, there's rules set in place that you have to have at least 3 to 4 girls on the team, and that team has to have 3 to 4 girls as your opponent. So unless it's anything like that and it's equally co-ed, I think that's why things like the WNBA was made and the women's soccer league was made.
And those are all great points. And I just want to remind you guys that these are strictly just opinions. I don't want you thinking that me and her are the sound for, the Black community, or men or women. These are all just strictly opinions. But I kind of feel similar to how you feel. I'm all for, women wanting to step out of that box and like, hey, I'm more than just a woman. I can do what men can do. And I get that. But there is that whole part of it where it's like, there is a women league for a reason, and I understand that it's a very big, it's a big thing, and I would rather there be, like you said, a co-ed, league where there's men and women, and not just one woman entering a field of men. It just feels and it sounds wrong, because I think, how I am. I'm very big on playing both sides. So if you're going to do this for a woman, how would you feel if a man did it? So what if a man was like, you know what? I want to play in the WNBA. Is that okay? It's going to be 100%? Probably not. So it's just like, if you're going to do one thing for one side, make sure that it's okay if it's done on the other side.
Mhm.
There has been a lot of speculation around men, are what's the
Trans.
I don't want to say transgender. I want to say like biological men
Okay.
who have
I see.
joined women's sports and identified as women or something of that nature.
Right.
And they have outshined women 100 times, broken records and stuff like that. That's not fair for women to have to be like, man, I'm literally basically competing against a man. Let's be real here. Let's be transparent. You're competing against a man in a women's sport at this moment, and it's unfair. Like you said, biologically, as much as we really want to change things, biologically, it's just not as possible as people really want it to be. Yeah, and I'm here for change. I'm here for genders wanting to do different things. I'm all for it, but I just think there needs to be a fairness across the field. I'd rather there be a good mixture of both in a sport, whether it's football, soccer, basketball. I'd rather there be a co-ed league than for a man going into a women's sport or a woman going to a men's sport.
And I do want to say, I think my opinions are directly towards like professional leagues
Most
and
definitely.
professional things, because I am for, if a high school girl wants to join football and there's no women's football team at all at the school,
most definitely,
I'm for her. I will let like my future daughter join a male's football team if she really, really wanted to, because it's just something that probably is not available at the school at the moment.
Yeah.
And same with a male wanted to join a volleyball team.
They have men's volleyball.
Oh yeah, but at a lot of high schools,
it's not as common.
Yeah, at high schools, I never seen one. Maybe.
Yeah, I haven't seen a men's volleyball team either.
Yeah. So yeah, like if it's not available at the time, especially for young people, I never want to, reject a young person from trying something new just because of, their assigned gender.
Yeah.
So I'm for that, but I do know the same things apply, that that one girl on the football team is probably gonna get roughed up, and she's probably already aware of that.
And which I expect, if my daughter for whatever reason wanted to join a football team, I would sit down and let her know, look, I'm not getting on these guys for hitting you like a boy. Like, you're going in there with this mindset that, hey, I'm going to get laid out, and be okay with that. Get up and get back on your feet and go at it again. I don't want them holding back, and I don't want her holding back. That's just, you're going to join sport. Understand that, hey, they're coming at you full force just like anybody else would. There's no freebies. There's no easy way out. This is what you wanted to do. This is what you got yourself into, and we're going to thrive in this. And if you want to be the first, hey, be the first. I'm all for it, okay. And make it happen.
Do you think there are any sports that women in particular are better at than men?
That is going into a whole.
Okay.
You're trying to get me canceled. But
we won't start. We'll let our audience maybe talk about it in a poll.
I know. I don't know.
All right. We're going to get off this debate and move on to the next story.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think.
No, it's okay. I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking, but go ahead.
What do you think?
I'm not going to get into it.
No. I really do want to know what you think, though. What sport?
We'll talk about it later.
No.
I'm not telling you.
Oh, but you're going to ask me on that. What do you think? Who do you think? But, no, I really want to know, though. No, you didn't.
I did.
You lost who you thought women were better in. Sorry.
What I thought.
You lost what sport women are better in than men.
Yes, because I kind of lost it, but now I'm changing my mind. Cause
we're gonna say tennis.
No, I was gonna say tennis. There's a lot of pro athletes, pro tennis players that won, U.S. Opens and stuff that are men. No, I think tennis is pretty equal, men and women.
Yeah.
But the big names, all we hear is Naomi Osaka and Serena.
Yeah, well, the women are definitely the ones we hear the most from.
Yeah,
but even those women.
But if you lived in England and Italy, most of their top tennis players are men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even then, there's been, I think we've seen a little documentary but we've seen a little interview with Serena Williams, who was like, I do not want to play men because they're
Mm.
just in a different level
Oh,
from
really?
women. Yeah,
I don't remember that part.
yeah,
But
she definitely said that.
huh,
But that's neither here nor there.
okay. Let's go. All right, what you got for our next story?
Our next story. So we're talking about universities. So HBCUs. This university actually has something else happen. So University of Michigan accidentally told 5,500 students that they will receive nearly full scholarships to this college. So Oakland University in Michigan mistakenly told 5,500 incoming students that they'll receive nearly full scholarships, chalking up the mishap to human error. Officials at the school said the email by the school just outside of Detroit, which happened January 4th, and was corrected within hours, came after Central Michigan University, or CMU, recently admitted to a similar error involving 58 students, but it is still awarding those mistaken scholarships. So basically, what happened is these 5,500 students were told that they were going to get a platinum presidential scholar award, which is the biggest scholarship you can get at a university. It basically pays for your college. So this school grant, which is good for $12,000 a year and covers nearly all the freshmen, all of the freshmen or sophomores, $13,934 annual tuition. So they sent this email out to 5,500 students who applied for this scholarship, and all these students like, hell yeah,
Gotta find that money somewhere.
Hey, where's it at? So basically, they came out and they were like, hey, look, we made a mistake. You guys aren't gonna get that reward. But if you did apply for any other scholarships, we will give you that instead. So even though they didn't get the 12,000 a year reward, they still were given a scholarship, regardless of whether or not they were going to be accepted for it. I guess this is what the university's way of apologizing was. That's a lot of money. So it says they had applied for university scholarships and had been granted lesser awards, typically $1,000 to $5,000, which will still be granted. So $1,000 to 5,500 students, that's a lot of money.
They have it. I worked at a university.
Yeah, they definitely have it. But that is a big goof. That's you goofed up. Mm-hmm. So imagine having to give that to all the students. But hey, look, if I was one of those students, I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't be complaining.
But they didn't. But they're still not getting that full promised amount. Imagine somebody went to their mama crying like, "Mama, I did it. You don't have to work as hard as you're working. I got a full scholarship, Mom."
Now they're gonna be crying like, "Mama, I didn't get it. I thought I had it."
Sad. And I get it. Like, mistakes happen, but I really want to know how this mistake happened, because this actually happened at my university.
Really?
Yeah. Not as far as
I didn't have that many students.
Not as far as scholarships, but as far as acceptance into the nursing program.
Damn, I know that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and you know how, like, if you if you knew how hard people studied and like tried to get into this selective nursing program, you know how happy people were when they said everybody got in, and then they turned around and was like, "Never mind, you actually didn't make it."
Hey, yeah, check that email again, homie.
I would be devastated, especially after you done told people. That's embarrassing.
But what can you do? Like, they make errors just like anybody else. It sucks. It definitely sucks.
You think somebody got fired over this?
Probably. It depends on how the error really was. If it was a really human error, or was it just like something as simple as, a push of a button, like computer did something that it wasn't supposed to do. Pretty sure somebody probably got fired though.
Maybe that's where they're getting the other scholarship money from.
Hey. But so in the Oakland email, they said it's disheartening. CMU is willing to own up to their mistake. CMU is willing to own their mistake and not just own it, but right it. OU's like, oh yeah, we made a mistake. Deal with it. It says Poindexter said Monday, it has not soured Carnell, but it has scorned me. So, yes, a lot of these students definitely are being affected, unfortunately.
I bet the memes popping right now.
Oh yeah, I bet so. I bet so.
But they hit too close to home.
when you get that acceptance note and find out they come back and take it back. Oh my god. That's like getting some good ass taxes and then somebody comes and like, hey, yeah, so we're gonna need that back.
All of it. Yeah, that sucks. So would you rather be mistakenly sent the email about financial, help, like you got the scholarship but you really didn't, or get an email saying that you got into like a master's program but you really didn't get in?
They both hurt kind of the same. They both have to do a lot of money, but I think it would hurt more to try to get to a program and say I got into it and did not get the money. Because I think even though the scholarship is great if you get it, but you're already ultimately thinking I'm not going to.
True.
As for acceptance into something that is like, man, I already did all this work. I'm competing against all these students, and like, dang, I got into it, and then they come back and like, actually, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
That would hurt more.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
don't get me wrong, money is everything, but at the same time, like, if I still got something, that's better than nothing. As for those students that basically got rejected for that program, they get nothing.
Yeah.
Except try again. That would really suck. But moving into our next story, we're going to be talking about Golden Corral. So a 40-person brawl broke out at Golden Corral over a reported steak shortage. At the diners, people can be seen throwing punches and high chairs at this riot. So, and all you can eat devolved into all you can beat at this Golden Corral restaurant. So a viral video showed dozens of customers punching each other, shouting, jumping, and even swinging and throwing high chairs. We talking about the high chairs, the high chairs that the kids sit in, not the kids, man. And it says the food fight reportedly broke out after the buffet had ran out of steak. So,
but like, why are you fighting each other?
Hey, I think it broke out because it said somebody had cut in front of the line, and it just turned into a whole hectic thing. So, babe, question: What is one of your favorite foods to eat? What is one of your favorite foods to eat? You love crawfish.
I do. I also love tacos.
You love steak also. You love yourself a good steak.
But I ain't gonna punch nobody.
I'm just saying, think about it. You waiting in this line,
especially at Golden Corral. Like,
first of all, it's Golden Corral.
You won't even catch me at a Golden Corral.
First of all, it's Golden Corral.
They're really out here
this
fighting.
Is expected to happen at Golden Corral. So my thing is there a food that you would fight for?
I don't think so.
Like, if you were starving, you were waiting in line for hours for this, and then finally it came available, and somebody cut you in line, you want to get mad? You want to fight somebody?
No.
I'm just saying.
The fact that I know how to cook and I could come and whip me up something, but I do understand the disappointment behind like waiting for something all day. You know, I'm a person that when I get a good meal, like, it's because I'm rewarding myself.
Okay.
So I feel like I worked for it. I did a good job. Finished all my work. I did extra stuff. I cleaned up around the house, got all my chores done. I worked hard.
I got you.
And then I roll up at Bayou Cat, and they say we don't got no more pounds of crawfish left.
Nah, that's not the scenario though. You roll up to Bayou Cat, and they say, look, we got 50 pounds left. And you like, dang, I'm in this line. Ain't no way I ain't gonna get some of this 50 pounds. And say that you about to get there, and they like, look, we got 5 pounds left. And somebody cut you in line, and they get the last 5 pounds. Now you done wait in this line for over.
They could catch the smoke.
I'm just saying, like, somebody catch your hands.
That is not fair. That is not fair.
Somebody catch your hands. And that's basically what happened. Somebody
on
cut
site.
the line. It says somebody said, from what I heard, it was oversteak. Apparently, somebody had cut in line. Look, I'm sorry, but you gonna catch hands.
You're not gonna actually.
I'm just saying, if it's something I'm really waiting for, I might. If I've been waiting and I'm hungry. But my thing is, okay. But my thing,
how you had the audacity to
hear me out. My thing is, I don't know how it ended up with everybody fighting though.
That's the part.
That's the biggest thing. I will understand maybe 2 people, but everybody, unless everybody in the back of the line, like you cut the line, you got the last piece of steak, and then everybody got pissed off about it, and
that
they started,
one person,
beating your ass. Then I can see that happening.
What city is this in? They got a
lot
of tension.
I think Pennsylvania.
It's cold up there. That's why it wasn't really the steak. It was built up tension because of the cold weather and just them, the pandemic. Like they just needed to. Anybody on site was catching the smoke.
I'm dead.
They just needed the opportunity.
They want that.
That's
steak.
what happened.
They want that golden cross steak. And first,
but all those people wasn't waiting for that one steak.
They said
that's the only logic I can.
There was a shortage though. Everybody's in line. Like, man, I'm gonna get this piece of steak. Somebody came in there and was like, I want all of it. I'm just playing. They ain't gonna do that. But whatever they did pissed off a lot of people.
Now I want a piece of steak and some asparagus and a baked potato.
Okay. But
you could take me to get some this weekend.
Maybe we'll talk about it. This is not the time. But yeah, it's just crazy. So you guys stay away from Golden Corral. If they say there's a shortage of anything, just stay away.
It's not worth your life.
It's not. Not the high chairs, you guys. Not the high chairs. Just stay away from the high chairs. Don't
just see a baby flying.
High chair. Like there's a baby still in the high chair.
Oh no.
Oh man. That's so crazy. But let's go into our next and our final story. So we're actually gonna skip a couple of our stories we had planned. But if you guys haven't heard, Rihanna's having a baby.
The internet broke.
Literally broke. Have a baby by being baby and be a millionaire.
Billionaire. She's a billionaire.
She is a billionaire. My bad. With the B. And A$AP Rocky. Well, A$AP Rocky, he ain't
a billionaire.
Not no. Well, who was the one who got in trouble?
Got in trouble?
Yeah. From the concert.
Travis Scott?
Travis Scott. Not A$AP. Sorry.
You confusing black people too?
Nah, but
no.
I definitely got them mixed up for a second. I was about to say, I was gonna say yeah, honestly, they do be having their hair kind of the same. But I was gonna say, well, he ain't making no money because he in that lawsuit. But
as soon as possible, Rocky.
When I say this freaking picture had came up, like I seen it once and then it was everywhere.
Blew up. She's the queen. She's on the level of Queen B.
People are in. There's been so many memes and stuff about Drake.
Oh my God. People were too quick.
The Drake memes are going
they
crazy.
Said the one where he was like, pour me a shot. and then there was like Drake playing Take Care. And then somebody else comment, the song or the album.
I'm dead. It's just they going in on Drake. And Drake's like,
he's got nothing to do with it.
I got a whole baby. I've been hiding from the world.
A whole life. He was hiding the world from the baby.
Yeah, he's hiding. He wasn't hiding his child from the world. He was hiding the world from his child. Yeah. Drake. But yes, I actually seen somebody. This photo, I think, this happened yesterday? I think this came out yesterday. Literally dropped yesterday. And I seen somebody post the same pregnancy picture today. Either today or yesterday. Same outfit that she got on. They did the same
they did it?
Yes. That was their pregnancy photo.
And that person was really pregnant and she just decided to do the photo shoot. I don't know if
that girl was actually even pregnant. I think she was just a bigger girl. Like she had a stomach. And she took that photo.
She wants to be like RiRi.
I guess so. And the funny thing is, I don't even know if this is supposed to be pictures. Is it supposed to be pregnancy pictures or was it just them walking around?
No, it's supposed to be pregnant. It was their reveal. It was on purpose that they were walking through Harlem and that was their pregnancy photo shoot.
They did that shit in the snow.
They look swaggy though.
They do. She's down from Barbados, bitch.
Is that what she said? But I think it was even bigger deal because Rihanna's fans called the Navy. The Navy was bittersweet about this reveal. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
They're happy for Rihanna's happiness. They also feel that ASAP Rocky is probably, when you think highly of somebody like your child, you're like, oh, nobody's good enough for them. So that's how they're feeling. But they're very upset because Rihanna ain't put out no album, so they know that that's like her 10th priority right now. She got Fenty,
She's been going back.
she got the baby, she got all kind of makeup lines, lingerie lines, all kind of things that's not music.
But why are people still thinking that she gonna put an album when she says she ain't doing music no more?
It's the hope for them. Okay,
they hoping because she got so much, like you said, she got so much stuff when she started Fenty, and then she came out with a designer line.
And she's trying to save the world. She has so many charities, and
they said album. We need an album.
Homegirl said she's pregnant. That's her number one priority now.
They said that needs to come after the album. You need to make a song about pregnancy.
They trying to get any type of sample they could get.
Sheesh.
But I'm sorry, Navy. I don't look like it's coming no time soon.
No time soon.
Yeah.
Unless she probably do a future with Travis Scott.
Why Travis? You mean ASAP Rocky?
Fuck. ASAP Rocky.
It's Black History Month.
With ASAP Rocky. My fault. I'm sorry.
I'm done. Are you an ASAP Rocky fan?
I like some ASAP song.
ASAP. That's all I remember. Don't they have another person named ASAP?
They got a whole bunch of ASAPs. Okay, ASAP.
That's not original.
Yeah, ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, ASAP. I can't remember. I think it's like, it's not Doug. There's like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole totally different thing. Anyways, but congratulations to you, RiRi, and ASAP Rocky.
Not Travis Scott.
Not Travis Scott.
No.
He's in my head right now, and I'm like, Travis Scott. Sorry. But any closing remarks, babe?
ASAP Rocky is ASAP Rocky, not Travis Scott.
Thanks. But
support Black-owned businesses.
Yes, please do. I usually have Vic here to do all these things about like.
You miss Vic? I'm not good enough.
I'm not saying I miss. First of all, don't do that to me. But follow us on our social media.
Our social media.
Follow us on Now Hear Me Out at KV.
KK.
And yeah, follow us on social medias. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube. I don't got our stuff up right now, so I apologize. I'll put the stuff in a link somewhere right here. You'll see all that good stuff. And it's been a great episode. Thank you, Kayla, for stepping in again. And you'll probably see her again next week. And until Vic comes back. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in and hearing us out like always. And we will catch you guys next week.
Later.
Peace.